Not tonight. Come on, Crimson. Stay calm. Stay in control. No. We agreed to terms, but this isn't your night. Not yet. Be patient. Sometimes I really hate Nightmare Night. Happy Nightmare Night, every pony! So before we kick off the weekend where nightmares come to life, I want to talk about Fluttershy. More specifically, what is Fluttershy? Is she an extreme introvert with shyness? Or is she a victim of social anxiety disorder? Or is she just quirky? I've heard many say that first she was portrayed as an introvert, but later became some pony with severe social anxieties. While I do believe that Fluttershy is an exaggeration, I would also like to point out that that's exactly what media like cartoons and anime do. They express extremes. If you saw a tsundere as extreme as Taiga from Toradora, you would likely be calling the psych ward. But cartoons and animes get away with it because it's portrayed as cute or funny. Is this an excuse for bad writing or misplaced messages? No, not at all. I've heard very little about what else Fluttershy could be when it comes to her behavior. Yeah, she's really shy at times, but lately she's been going out of her shyness and being more of an introvert. And when it comes to Nightmare Night, it could be easily a matter of it's too much stimulation for her as an introvert, or something happened to her when she was young. And as an introvert myself, I prefer to be alone and cuddle up to a good book or video. But it doesn't mean I'm shy, it just means that I get really drained from being around people. Some introverts, though, do have some social anxieties because it's overstimulating. I once cried at a Starbucks because I was alone and the barista asked me what I wanted to order. Put me with friends that I know, though, and I'm pretty sane. For the most part. That's not to say that every account is the same. There are introverts that don't have social anxieties, and extroverts that do. Every case is different. So what does this have to do with the latest episode, Scaremaster? Quite a bit, actually. Scaremaster is about Fluttershy preparing for the night festivities of Nightmare Night. But Angel Bunny wants food for the night, like a little brat.
Or is he?
What are you muttering about this time?
Oh, nothing. Don't mind me. Please, go on with your review.
I swear to Sombra's horn, if you interrupt me one more time, I'll shove those glasses down your throat.
Joke's on you. They're made of candy for Nightmare Night.
Anyways, with Angel being the jerk that he is, Fluttershy gets the idea to try to face her fears of Nightmare Night by spending it with her friends. But in the end, Fluttershy couldn't handle it, so the gang decides maybe if she does the scaring, they can spend time with each other and celebrate Nightmare Night. But it doesn't pan out, and Fluttershy does get to scare them by the end of the episode. The writing was nicely paced and the story is rather complete, settling a debate or rather giving more grounds that Fluttershy is more of an introvert than a social anxiety victim. I do like how every pony wasn't trying to push Fluttershy in any way that she wasn't comfortable with. While I do think that the reasons that Fluttershy were giving were completely extreme and irrational, I knew that the main six thought so too and just weren't saying anything to make her feel more comfortable. With Pinkie Pie it was candy, and with Rarity it was about the fashion. Though if we were all honest with ourselves when it comes to dressing for Nightmare Night as a mare, yeah, it's really hard to do that. I mean, you should have seen me when I was picking out my costumes. Are these costumes or lingerie? I genuinely can't tell anymore. I also didn't feel like the results were rushed in this episode, at least for the most part, because we had time skips from the dawn and later that evening, which gave Fluttershy enough time for some off-screen and on-screen thinking of Nightmare Night. Though I honestly didn't think that this was the moral they were going for. At first I thought it was completely out of left field. Honestly, after watching again, I found that it was completely within character for Fluttershy. She, for all we know, never really enjoyed Nightmare Night based on fear, but now that she does know what Nightmare Night events are supposed to include, she finds that she doesn't like it. She doesn't like scaring her friends, even if she's good at it, and kids are going to meet other kids who don't celebrate Halloween, either because they just don't like the holiday or because of some other reason, and that's okay. The visuals never really scared me, but I did feel a rush of excitement at all the visual gags either scaring the main six or failing at it. Seeing Flutterbat again was interesting, but it was almost a letdown when it was just a costume. I also really liked the music from the more festive pieces to the little fun quirks of Fluttershy's scenes of timidity. Overall, it was a very successful episode, and I liked how the writers went about the story. When I first saw it, I honestly thought that Fluttershy was just going to suddenly like Nightmare Night, and that by the end of it, nobody would look at it differently. But they took it into a different direction. I loved it. Now, before I leave, Blaze, get out here!
Sup?
I'm not letting that comment earlier slide. What the Tartarus was that comment about Angel?
Oh, I think the real reason why Angel did what he did was not because of food, but because he wanted Fluttershy to get her flank out there and at least give Nightmare Night a chance.
You could have just said that before, you jerk. It was like, what, 2 sentences?
Yeah, but I like padding things out, making the viewers wonder if I'm gonna follow up on what I said. I'm kind of a troll that way.
You got about 10 seconds to run.
You'll never see me in 5!
This has been your Future Evil Overlord, Crimson Glow, and Happy Nightmare Night. Seriously? We're skipping Thanksgiving again? Though technically it's a horrible holiday in its origins, but it's about the principle of Celestia, damn it! And why is it snowing in my tent?
At the time you blow the scene, get everyone the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's...
As most know, Hearthbreakers came out about a week before Scaremaster, and while I'm not usually into talking about Christmas episodes or movies before November, with the only exception being Nightmare Before Christmas and Bad Santa, I feel like this should be addressed here and now. Hearthbreakers takes place after Scaremaster, presumably. The Apple family and Pinkie Pie are going to the Pie Rock family farm for Hearthwarming Eve, or Hearthwarming. And Applejack does have a set idea of what traditions are supposed to happen, and the pies, well, don't fit that description. When I first read about the episode, the first thing I thought was, Pinkie Pie is going to be Jewish, and Applejack is supposed to be the Christian. While yes, many have made this comparison in the episode itself, I find that the episode was pretty good at representing 2 very different traditions between families for the same holiday. The writing was pretty well paced, and it had a lot of foreshadowing throughout the very beginning. As soon as they start talking about traditions, you know something is going to break. But in what way is the true mystery? When I was watching this episode, I thought of so many scenarios in which this could happen. Will it be door number 1? Applejack completely alienates the Pie family and becomes an absolute villain. Or is it door number 2? Pinkie's views are seen as weird, but the Apple family accepts them. Or is it door number 3? Something from Arthur? Yes, I'm comparing this story to a story in Arthur. More specifically, a Pen Pals episode where Arthur gets a pen pal from Turkey and doesn't really know about the other country. This might as well be another country since they seem to have all types of different beliefs. There's a betrothing rock and ye old English speaking and even some different food that wouldn't usually be eaten back in Ponyville. A difference in tradition in this episode was honestly really well placed. While Applejack was really alienating, that was never her true intention to begin with. So I see this as very in character for her. I also like how all of the characters are bonding over differences rather than embracing similarities. Speaking of the characters, let's talk about them for a bit. First off, Pinkie has a twin? What the Tartarus? I'm serious, reviewers and analysts alike love to rag on the fact that Twilight's never mentioned shining armor, and yet we're letting this slide? What the hell? Anyway, yeah, Marble Pie is basically Fluttershy before gaining any confidence at all. Limestone, the oldest, is pretty harsh, but I think it's pretty understandable considering the fact that she's the firstborn. Limestone is commonly used as a construction material, so it might be why she's so large and in charge. Igneous Rock Pie and Cloudy Quartz I pretty much expected to be kind of Amish, but for the most part it's just ye old English. They seem to be a different type of old-fashioned in comparison to Granny Smith, showing that even older people have differences. All these differences mashed together very nicely, and I find that it gave the characters more substance for the long run. The visuals were really nice, and especially seeing how at home Pinkie Pie was, while still looking like the oddball that still belonged there, was really cool. I found that it was really beautiful when we got to see the Pie's house for the first time. It was so bright and decorative and festive, which I wasn't expecting. There is one thing that bothers me about this episode, and it bothers me a lot. And it's the fact that they're pairing Marble Pie and Big Mac together. It's really creepy. Maybe I'll review that pairing if you guys ask for it, but I'm going to tell you right here, right now, I find this creepy, mostly because how everyone is gushing how they're all related. It's creepy. So why did I talk about these two episodes in the same video? Well, because they're basically the same moral, but in a different branch. Everyone celebrates the holidays in their own way, whether it be by not getting involved in the holiday at all or having an individual tradition. It's okay to have these different views on the same holidays. I found that these were two great episodes that worked with two very different holidays really well. I think that the writing was really good, the visuals were great, and I love the different personalities of the pies, since most of them aren't what we see normally. The morals are really great, and I really hope we get to see more of these holidays or more of these morals taken out of the box of what they're normally put in.
This has been your Future Evil Overlord, Crimson Glow, and wait, where'd that door number 4 come from? Hello?
Hello.
I think I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Oh my.